Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to explore a massive paradigm shift that's literally happening right under our noses. For the last decade, if you had this brilliant software idea but you couldn't code, well, you were essentially stuck. But today, we are looking at a totally new reality. Founders with absolutely zero coding experience are bypassing traditional technical roadblocks and building massive tech companies. And they aren't just getting a little help from AI. No, they're using AI to replace entire engineering teams. It's a fascinating shift, and we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
Take Max Mitchum, for example. He's a solo founder running his entire company on AI, and he openly admits, "I have no idea how to code." Think about that. 5 years ago, that was a confession of weakness. Today, it's the blueprint for a highly leveraged startup. The days of needing to be a software engineer to build software are just completely evaporating.
To put the real-world impact of this into perspective, think about the number $24,000. That actually represents the reduction in home prices achieved thanks to faster regulatory processing by a product from Vulkan Technologies. And what makes that so incredible? Well, Vulkan is an AI platform built by founders in the Y Combinator Accelerator entirely without a traditional engineering team. They used AI to tackle incredibly messy government data, which is a feat that would normally take a huge team a whole year to pull off.
We've got a lot of ground to cover today, so here's our roadmap. First, escaping founder purgatory. Second, AI as the executor. Third, Vulkan versus human layer. Then, the autonomous AI workflow, followed by prototyping and product control, and finally, automating the back office. Let's jump right in. Section 1. Escaping founder purgatory, the end of the technical co-founder bottleneck. The crucial takeaway here is that founders are no longer gate-kept by engineers. Think about the old way. You had a brilliant idea, but you had to spend months begging a developer friend to leave their cushy tech job to bet on your vision, usually for, half their normal salary and a massive chunk of your equity. But the new way? It's all about direct product control. The non-technical founder leverages tools like Claude Code to execute their exact vision immediately, without waiting for someone else to finally say yes.
Which brings us to what's known as founder purgatory. You have the domain knowledge, you know exactly what the customer wants, you have the killer sales instincts. But you're entirely paralyzed until someone writes the code. For a decade, investors actually reinforced this purgatory. Accelerators implicitly told founders that without a coder, you weren't a startup, you were just an idea. So many people gave up, or worse, they partnered with the wrong technical co-founder just because they were the only one who said yes. Well, that era is officially over.
Moving on to Section 2, AI as the executor. Moving from autocomplete to autonomous action. You see, older AI coding tools worked kind of like a really smart autocomplete. They helped a developer type faster, but the human still fundamentally had to know how to code. Claude Code is a completely different beast. Think about this workflow. Step 1. A customer emails you about a bug. You literally just paste their plain English email right into the AI. Step 2. The AI autonomously opens your project files and figures out the problem on its own. And Step 3. It fixes the code, runs the tests, and presents the result to you. It acts as an autonomous executor that just grinds in the background until the job is completely done.
In the traditional model, that bug report sits in a developer's backlog and, let's be real, might get fixed sometime next week. With an AI executor, it takes 20 minutes. And the absolutely revolutionary part for a non-technical founder is that you didn't need to understand a single line of the code it just fixed. You're just managing the process. It's wild.
Okay, Section 3, Vulkan versus human layer, heavyweight solutions built by tiny teams.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking this technology is only capable of building small toy apps, think again. Consider the scope of these two Y Combinator companies. Vulkan is building AI for government agencies, mapping out complex laws, regulations, and case histories. And government contracts require serious, bulletproof software. Then you have Human Layer, which is managing enormous amounts of code for massive enterprise companies. Both of these startups used AI to completely bypass what traditionally required huge engineering teams. In fact, Vulkan moved at such unbelievable speeds that they won a rigorous Virginia state contract and raised $1 million in just months. A non-technical founder with AI can now deliver actual enterprise-grade, government-level software.
That leads us to Section 4, the autonomous AI workflow, replacing entire departments. Let's explore the daily reality for founders running these solo operations at scale. Entrepreneur Brock Messick is a perfect example of this new breed of founder. He runs a $70,000 a month business with absolutely zero employees. How does he do it? His entire operation, marketing campaigns, content distribution, ad management, it all runs autonomously through a system he built using Claude Code. He has zero engineering background, yet his day-to-day operations execute entirely in the background without any manual input, freeing him up to focus purely on high-level strategy and growth.
And Max Mitchum took this concept even further. He built an internal system where one human, just himself, manages 50 AI agents. That's right, 50. These agents handle the research, the content, and the workflows that used to require a dedicated 6-person team. He didn't hire anyone, he just kept spinning up AI agents in his system. As a non-technical founder, he effectively became the manager of a massive digital workforce.
All right, Section 5, Prototyping and Product Control, the hidden strategic advantage of AI.
You see, most people think the big unlock with AI is just building things faster. But the real magic is how this fundamentally transforms a founder's decision-making process. Let's trace a typical day. At 9 a.m., you get this wild idea. By noon, your AI has finished a working prototype, and by 3 p.m., you're already out there testing it with real clients. If it fails, you kill it without a second thought. Because when testing an idea costs you a single afternoon instead of 2 weeks of an expensive engineer's time, you run vastly more experiments. You kill the bad ideas way faster, and you actually find product-market fit long before you run out of money.
This also causes a massive shift in team dynamics. Think about it. With a human co-founder, every single product decision is a negotiation. You have to constantly balance their workload and figure out what's technically realistic. Founders often end up compromising their vision just to avoid burdening their partner, which results in a watered-down product. But with an AI structure, you get totally uncompromised execution. You aren't waiting for anyone. The founder makes every single call and pushes the product exactly where it needs to go, exactly how they envisioned it from day one.
Section 6, Automating the Back Office, Protecting Your Runway Effortlessly.
Because if you're moving at this breakneck speed, building and iterating every single day, you literally cannot afford to have the financial side of your business slow you down. The one thing that can quietly derail a solo founder moving this fast is losing track of the money. AI tools have subscription costs that can auto-renew and suddenly eat up all your runway. So founders are utilizing platforms like Road to automate all of these back-office tasks. It centralizes your banking, handles corporate cards, tracks expenses automatically, and pays bills seamlessly right in the background. It basically ensures your book stays squeaky clean without you lifting a finger, so you can stay entirely focused on building your product.
We are witnessing an incredible turning point here. You now have the power to completely bypass the traditional gatekeepers and bring your ideas to life instantly, even without knowing a single line of code. The gap between the founders who know how to ask AI for exactly what they want and those who are still waiting around for a technical co-founder is widening every single day. So, the only question left for you is, what will you choose to build first?